Hello, it's James here again, and I thought it'd be interesting to estimate what the new median net worth amount would be for the household for households in America. Since when you read or articles or watch videos on net worth, it's always based off data that's over 3 years old. Most are using data from the Survey of Consumer Finance released by the Federal Reserve every 3 years. The last one was released back in October of 2023. Obviously we've seen some big changes in the stock market and in real estate, overall, car prices and so forth. So I felt like the data that everyone is basing their numbers off is just way too old. 3 years is just to me it seemed ages ago. Interestingly enough, that obviously it comes out every 3 years. So the new survey of consumer finance will be released in October. So it'll be very interesting to see what those numbers are based on what I've estimated the new median net worth number to be. So I was able to delve into how the Federal Reserve in that survey of consumer finance came up with the 2023 median household net worth number of their number was back in 2023 was $192,900. Basically, they had five components they used: primary residence, real estate, retirement accounts, which would include 401ks, IRAs, pensions, 403bs, automobiles, savings accounts, and stocks directly held, or bonds, or small businesses. The primary residence is going to be the net number minus the mortgage or any debt held within that, and that I would say that kind of drove the huge increase in net worth numbers from 2020 to 2023. Just because the primary residence the numbers they calculated, the survey found, was the numbers moved up over 60% from $139,100 to $200,000. So that's a huge jump. So overall, those net worth numbers moved up from 2020 to 2023, moved up by over about 37%. So a little bit how I calculated numbers for the 2026 then. So I basically factored those five components in how much they rose in those 3 years in that time period. So for example, overall housing, as we know, hasn't done as well as, from the 2020, right after the pandemic, where it just skyrocketed. But I would say it topped out probably late 2022 for most regions. Now we do still see some movement up, especially in the Northeast, I would say. But overall, nationally, real estate was up just about 12% in that time period of 23, 24, and 25. Yeah, I would say, looking up the data, 23 was up about, let me pull up the numbers here. Yeah, 23 was up about, real estate was up about 5.5%, 6%. 2024 was up about 4.5%. And then 2025 was up just only 1.5%. So overall, I factored those numbers went up 12% in a cumulative total. The asset class that did go up the most, obviously, was equities or the stock market. I would say most people's retirement accounts, like a 401k, probably was up in that 3-year time period, up 40 to 50%. For example, most people might have been in a moderate allocation, which would have been 60% in in equities and 40% in bonds, or 35% bonds and 5% cash. Though it was up quite a bit for the median household, the middle, right in the middle, 50%. The survey Consumer Finance found the approximate balance back in 2023 was $86,900. So that's only about a third, counted toward a third of that net worth of the primary residence. So obviously for the median, they did not enjoy as much of a bump up from the stock market as, say, the top 10% or the top 1%, which have large allocations in the stock market. So based on those 5 components, I found that the rise in the median net worth adjusted for inflation was approximately 7%. So the first thing I did was taking those 2023 net worth numbers that the survey Consumer Finance found, the 192,900. I adjusted that for inflation. So that bumped the numbers for that to that 192,900 to $221,900. Therefore, a 7% move up. We would have saw the 2026 median net worth is $237,000. That's the estimate I came up with. I'm going to be very curious to see when that survey Consumer Finance comes out to see how close I was. But overall, how would you say your household has done? Has your net worth increased by 7% in that time period? I think what I'll do next is I'll delve into the top 10% median net worth numbers to see how much that would have gone up. I would assume that probably went up much more than 7% because obviously the equity markets, they have much larger exposure to that. But anyway, have a great day.